new professionally made G1 Baseball League logo. I like it. The artist...
It looks good.
Yeah, well, thank you. I paid some good money for it, but there is one other thing that I had a animation team do for me for baseball. So check this out. While we go over, switch to the game.
Hey, transition, nifty.
Yeah. It's the same guy from the logo and everything. He's on the field.
Season's almost over, everybody.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, technically it is almost over. I mean, there's still quite a few weeks left. But first things first, we've got to simulate this game from last week.
Simulate.
Yeah.
Let's go, Great White. Let's go game attack. Yay! A game-winning home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. So yep.
All right. Here's the thing. We're starting with this game right here.
Okay. Claire's gonna sandbag. We're gonna lose.
We're starting with the Griffins and the High Rise. Okay, and then the next game, okay, is going to be the Broncos and the Screwballs. They technically have 2 games in one day. We're going to focus on the second, which is further down. We're going to simulate the first. We're just going to pretend like it's going on at the same time right now, or blah, 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 whatever. You know how we do. And simulate it. And we're going to simulate until we get to their next match up against the Screwballs and the Broncos farther down. And there's a bunch of other stuff that'll be going on in the meantime while we, I guess you could say, make our way to their stadium, whichever one it might be. And then the final one that we are going to be seeing tonight is actually a team we haven't seen what seems like a while, is the Core Pirates and the Death Battlers. That will be the final team of the evening. So once we see those team up stuff go down, we'll be done for the evening. So there we go. I choose. You don't get to choose. I choose. No choose.
So remember that, folks. When you don't like what you see here on the channel, you can yell at Robe. That's at Red Robe on Twitter. That's at Red Robe on Twitter.
Well, hopefully all these games go better than that football game last week.
Fuck, that thing took forever. For a blowout, that game took forever. 110 points, and it took us almost 3 goddamn hours to...
That was a rough one.
I mean, I don't like saying I'm checked out, but man, the last like 5 minutes of that, I was like, come on, let's just run the clock down, please.
All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead. Let's get started. I need to go ahead and send this out. Boop. For the evening to say who's up, because apparently this game has been in a series of games, and looking at the schedule, this seems to be like the last one, I think. I didn't look incredibly far ahead, but I think this is the last time they're going to be meeting up. So,
RT New York still clear from game day.
So, in the last one, hey, Silent Hero, welcome. In the last meeting, the Griffins managed to win. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I thought. We managed to eke out a victory. If I am remembering right. Which I think I am.
Bro, what did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast?
Yeah.
I had some waffles, some sausage.
Just testing something.
Okay. I had some bacon as well. It's like 2 pieces. Alright, so here we go. You ready to go, Jimbo?
Always. Oh, wait a second. Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, and apparently because of this morning, what I did this morning with the VR stream, my stream is no longer being boosted. I used all the boost.
Well, you should order some more. At gfuel.com, you just go...
That's not what I mean.
I know.
Alright, let's go. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, that was close.
Wait, bro, pause a sec. Before you go off... I'm gonna have to remember that next time so I can send you one. I'll send you a message on Xbox beforehand to remind you.
Alright, now we go. Big Sky Ballpark.
We are at the Big Sky Park.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Big Sky Ballpark. And here we go one more time this week. We've got the Game Day Griffins and the RTNY High Rise. I'm here, Jim's here, and Lena starts us off behind the bat. And Maggie,
Lena, of course, famously leading the G1 Baseball League in batting average this season with a cool 365.
as the swings and the hits are already coming, is Mario out there throwing at the second to stop any more momentum. As you can recall, last week, these two teams faced off, and the Griffins, trying to get Lena out of here. The Griffins managed to get the win. So this week, can the High Rise answer back and take that victory back? And that's a nice hit by Robe right over the shortstop.
Now batting, the second baseman.
As now here comes Minnie Makoto.
37.
Yeah, oh, that's a walk, and now we've got bases loaded as here comes Kevin. Silent Hero. Bat in hand, ready to go. Can possibly... Oh, that's an out. Unfortunately, the first baseman got there.
Number 48.
All right, let's see if Shiro can... Uh-oh. And Lena runs in, making this 1-0 Griffins. Not a bad first inning here as we got another walk.
Once again, the bases are loaded.
The center fielder, number 4.
Yep, things are definitely looking up in the first inning here, Jim, for the Griffins, as Donut now here.
Yep, if I'm the Griffins, Rod, I'm looking to take this opportunity and score as many runs as possible because the high rise can score runs very quickly. As Donut again has 3 balls and another walk, which plates home another run for the Griffins. It is now 2-0 as Eric Shortbus steps to the plate here. Again, Eric, not a ton of opportunities, but doing what he can with the .250 average, 3 home runs and 12 runs batted in. He's going to be looking to put a ball in play to score a couple more runs for his team.
Right? I mean, if he hits a good one. Oh, no! Oh, gets back in time, but that's 2 outs. Things getting down to the wire. Pressure building a little bit for the Griffins here in the first inning.
Indeed, the Griffins are looking to break away a couple more runs from this and really raise the lead on the high rise.
Right, I mean, they're already at 2, and oh, just goes foul.
Solid hit by Dumpster, just hooked out the last possible second. We got a full count. Runner's going to take off on the pitch. Oh.
And that was a heck of a strikeout. You hate to see it, but
that umpire was more animated than I've seen a lot of the umpires we've had over the recent weeks. But that, unfortunately, was out number 3. So now we got Claire pitching for the Griffins. And Connor leading off for the high rises.
And Shiro's.
Woo! Once again, Rod, the Griffins are all out on defense, making spectacular plays all over the field.
Right? I mean, they have cinched up their defense over these past weeks, ever since the beginning of the season. It has started to really work for them there, Jim. Look at that. Yeah, it is. As Claire, from what I understand, she's got a few friends that likes to, well, if you're the Griffins, like to fraternize with the enemy, especially this week, but...
Yeah, rumor has it that at the trade deadline, the RTNY High Rise tried to acquire her, but the Griffins were not willing to do it, as she shows why there with the ground out, put out for the final out, and that's what that's all about. So Claire is now stepping to the plate for the first time today, hitting, well, not hitting great, but also, you know, she's trying.
I'm surprised she knows how to hold a bat with that average, but, you know, all the pitchers got a hit around here.
Yep, it is one of the many things that people like about the G1 Baseball League, is somehow that could get through for a hit.
Oh!
And that is how you know they are the enemy. Jesse probably would have let that go, but he saw that Claire was getting to first and threw the ball over for the first out.
And nice one by Lena, but Uni out there getting the grab for that one is now Red Robe up. 1 final out left. Grounder, I don't think it's gonna... Nope.
No, Bro was not fast enough to run that ball out, unfortunately. As the high rise step up, looking to maybe get a couple of hits their way, as Mario leads them off here. Mario, of course, one of the few bright spots for the high rise, 323 average, 11 home runs, and 38 runs batted in. As that
is up. Oh, wait, no, Robe's able to get under it over there from third base. Is now Trash Senpai Remy Tim. Look at him coming up here. 11 home runs, 27 RBIs. One of the big hitters here in the league.
As Dumpster gets the ball to first for the second out. I did hear some fans chant for Jim Porkwell. I guess that's another name that Remy Tim goes by. But as Uni steps to the plate now.
Nice grounder, but it goes to Shiro, and that is the third out.
Indeed, another 1-2-3 inning for Claire here to start us off as Minnie Makoto steps to the plate with a walk already today. Looking to, again, get back on base and score a couple of runs for her team.
All right, because, I mean, we're already in the top of the third, and that was a very advantageous first inning for the Griffins. Everything going exactly their way as Minnie Makoto managing to make it to first.
The first baseman, number 26.
But now they're going to have to keep their eye on Minnie Makoto. We've seen plenty times in the past, Jim, that she is a speed demon and she will steal those bases as fast
Indeed,
as she can.
some may tag it up to her having shorter legs so she can get more speed. Some may attribute it to people not really paying attention to her as she's on first base. The Silent Hero strikes out there with Shiro stepping to the plate.
Right, he's looking pretty well, pretty on fire here today. As managing to hit quite a bit.
Made a couple of great defensive plays at short here in the early going for the Griffins.
And Minamikoto running. They're gonna run her down. And there it is. Minamikoto got caught that time.
Yep, they were waiting for it, and she wins. That should be the final out of the inning. Jesse over to Remy Tim for the final outs. As we go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 in favor of the Griffins, with Aronofsky leading off for the high rise.
Fielder, number 36.
Aronofsky not quite seeing anything good yet from those three. Now 4 pitches, and that is fair. Oh, that's safe, unfortunately.
Silent Hero making a stellar play to maybe get the ball to first, but unfortunately Aronofsky just a little too fast, and they get over to first.
All right, I mean, that was going right down the line.
For the high rise's first hit.
It could have kept going, but luckily Silent Hero able to hit the dive, stop the ball. As now Jezza looking to continue this here. And, that's a heck of a hit, but it is good and foul.
If that stays fair, that's a tie ball game. Instead, it is a strikeout for Claire again as Maggie steps up to the plate for her first at bat.
All right, not doing bad for a pitcher. She's got 1 home run, 3 RBIs under her belt, and she goes for the punt. Sorry, I was actually, speaking of punts, I don't know if you saw it last week there, Jim.
I tuned out after the first half because that game was such a blowout that I just.
Oh, you did? You watched that? You watched that G1 Football League match?
I did, Rod, and it was.
Whew, that was something else. I don't think we've seen something like that here in a while. Here in the baseball league.
Claire gets under it for the final out. We've had some blowouts like I believe the Griffins last week won 8-0 and such, but nothing to that extent.
No, that was rough right there.
As Donut steps to the plate with a walk and a run scored, a run batted in, obviously off the walk. So, little chin music.
I got to give it up for their commenting team. Even though they had a rough game in front of them, they still gave it their all, as that is a walk.
Once again, Maggie's having trouble here locating pitches. Eric Shortbus is going to be looking to take advantage of that. Might try to lift one out to center field for a home run. Let's see what he can do.
I mean, I'm sure he'd take that to be a good hit, but look at that, rolls right into the dugout.
Yep. Oh, and it hit the container full of gum, so now there's gum all over the dugout. Unfortunately, so full count is into Shortbus.
I mean, I'm sure the Griffins can handle that type of sticky
What was
situation.
CJ swinging at that? That thing dropped as soon as it left the pitcher's hand, as soon as it left Maggie's hand. Anyways, that's out number 1. As Dumpster steps to the plate, of course, here.
Double play by Remy Tim.
Unfortunate again, as the ball was hit directly to Remy Tim. And Donut was caught leading just enough to where Remy Tim could tag him and or the base to get the final out and get the unassisted double play there. As just like that, the high rise step up to the plate. Jesse with the wide leading off.
And Jesse with the Y is gone, thanks to Claire. And look at that, Lena out there.
Now batting, the center fielder,
And that is a good hit. It's going all the way back to the wall. That's going to be 2, maybe 3. He's going for it. There it is. Scoring position now for the high rise. One good solid single hit could bring that runner in. Oh, you hate to see that. That's an abuse of a bat, but that is the final out as we are now in the 5th inning as Claire back up to bat. And also, Jim, from what I understand, there's some other games going on right now. Unable to quite tell because we are just beginning here for the evening. Exactly what the scores and such, but maybe after this is done, maybe once we get into wherever they have us go next. From what I understand, I think we're actually going to be seeing like the screwballs and somebody else in action, but we'll keep it. Whoa!
Deep fly ball. Will it clear the fence? It does!
Woo! Look at it go!
As that is a home run. 356 feet just over the wall for Thanatos' 8th home run of the season, 38th run batted in, and it is now a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Griffins. Robe stepping to the plate, looking to take advantage of that situation. But,
I think
swing
that
at the first pitch and out number 1 or
2.
2.
Out number 2 is Manny Makoto back up now.
Manny Makoto very angrily threw a bat around at someone's head when she got back to the dugout after being caught in a rundown last time up.
I mean, you steal a lot of. I mean, some of the time you're going to get caught.
For example, the league leader in steals, Alex Carlisle, for the Death Battlers. He's got the most steals, but also has been caught the most. So it goes hand in hand.
And there she goes. And ooh, Avidad dropped the ball as now Manny Makoto on second.
Indeed. I think Manny Makoto would have been safe there even if Avidad had kept the ball in the glove. But a silent hero, full count. Manny Makoto is going to be taken off here. Duck!
Almost went into the dugout again.
I think it hit the one of. Ooh!
Oh! Silent Hero had to do a little shimmy away, and that is a walk.
Had to do a pelvic thrust in reverse. As now Shiro comes up with a chance to once again break this game wide open for the Griffins as they still lead 3-0.
And Manny Makoto and Silent Hero going.
The rare double steal works for the Griffins as they feel Shiro is going to give him a chance to score here. And they're going to pitch. They're going to intentionally walk him here with the final pitch.
Yep. Bases now loaded. And Donut,
who today has 2 walks as Maggie comes out, and fantastic harmony coming in for the high rise. The high rise made the questionable decision there. Is that he's going to bring home run, maybe 2 here.
Silent Hero coming in. There it is, 5-0 high rise. Oh,
the high rise's catcher making the difficult decision on the double steal to throw for third instead of second. Manny Makoto, known for his speed, easily beat that throw. They might have had a chance to get Silent Hero at second on the double steal, but unfortunately the decision was made, and it's now cost them a couple extra runs. It is now 5-0 with runners on the corners and 2 out.
And goes foul again. There we go. Start hitting it that direction. As unfortunately Eric unable to make it to base in time, but still 5 runs to a big goose egg for the high rise.
While the high rise are having trouble hitting the ball, Claire has been known for not being able to get through 5 full innings here for the Griffins. So it'll be interesting to see if she's able to get through this inning and qualify for a W at this point. As Shiro picks up the ball, gets it over to Silent Hero for the first out here.
I mean, well, with this defense that we have seen, I think Claire might Might be safe.
No, she was out, Rod, when the last time. Oh, you're. Oh, never.
No.
As Thanatos catches the ball for the second out, and Jezza step into the plate. Of course, Jezza getting the chance to play today here in the final game of the series between these two teams. Batting only a 138, 5 home runs, or 5 RBIs off the bench.
And ouch! Takes her back and goes back to get her glove.
Now batting, the catcher, number 29.
And now we're already in the top of the 6th here as Dumpster fires one. Mario slides into it. It hits the ground as Dumpster makes it the first.
Unfortunately, he just missed picking that up.
Claire trying to bunt this away, possibly. And there it goes. Dumpster takes off. Dumpster safe at second, bringing in Lena, who has been really locked in. And, well, especially last time she was at bat, she was able to get that home run to really wind things up to bring it to this 5-0 there on the scoreboard. But that time, not so lucky.
A rare strikeout looking for Thanatos, something you don't see much here this season. Ooh. Rope got a piece of that, but was swinging early. That might be a home run if he's able to make proper contact with that.
Yeah, getting a little close there. I mean, Robe's, he's going in! And Dumpster's in, making this 6-0.
As Minnie Makoto, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles and a walk. Unfortunately, not able to do much there, but the run has been added. It is 6-0 going into the bottom of the 6th. Let's see if the Griffins stick with Claire if they bring her out.
Oh.
Fantastic Harmony being pinch hit for. Kate Nader coming in to pinch hit for. And I only say that, Rod, because Claire has, like I said, Claire rarely gets through 5 innings. As Minnie Makoto makes the dive, but is not able to get it over to first. Keeps it just a single.
All right.
Claire shaking off the call from Dumpster, throwing the first pitch here.
And solid hit all the way out to Lena. She going to third.
Kate Nader taking advantage of a little bit of a lazy defense there and making the turn to third, getting there safely. And now with runners on the corners.
And Minnie Makoto with a good catch there.
And, of course, nobody's going to run on that play. So we come up with Avidad here.
I mean, they're still up 1 out, so things looking pretty good. Are they going to...
They are going to pitch okay. I think they were just watching to see if there was going to be a steal attempt here.
I mean, they're still throwing balls. Yep, it's a walk.
Claire pitched around Avidad for some reason to get to Mario with the bases loaded now. And, of course, a ground ball anywhere will probably lead to an inning-ending double play, which is what the Griffins are hoping for here. But that is not a ground ball. That is a line drive to center. Donut gets it in, and that is safe.
My goodness. Dumpster couldn't get that tag.
Yeah, Dumpster had to spin around 90 degrees to tag, and unfortunately couldn't get there in enough time, as now it is a 6-2 ball game here, as I thought Donut got that ball in with plenty of time to spare.
All right, and there we go.
That'll be out number 2, but another run comes across as now the lead is cut in half.
There we go. High Rise not out of this game yet here in the bottom of the 6th.
Nope, they're saying we are not going anywhere. We are here to fight, even though we are probably out of the playoffs at this point.
I mean, unfortunately, Rope couldn't go over there into the dugout to get that ball.
Across here. So that is a single. It's now 6-4. The High Rise basically at this point in the season are just playing spoiler.
The right fielder, number 36.
It's Aronofsky up. She's not doing too bad for herself here. 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. Solid hit, but I think Donut has got that one. And there it is.
For the final out, but as Kate Nader's coming out and Syntactic Sugar going in for the high rise, the damage has indeed been done for the high rise. It is now a 6-4 ball game.
Yep, just two runs separate them here. Let's see if Silent Hero can start the Griffins off to extend their lead.
Indeed, Rod. As last week we saw the Game Day Griffins shut out their opponents 8-0. This one's a little bit different. It was a little bit different story.
Right. I mean, High Rise, they learned their lesson a little bit, seen what they needed to do, and now they're out here doing it. Which is what you want from your teams, what you want from, well, really any opponent. Big high fly ball, but Avidad without number 2.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 4.
Donut back up here. Let's see if he gets walked again. Nope, not this time. That's a good hit, but I'm afraid that is going to lead to out number 3.
Now batting, the catcher. Now pitching, number
And there goes Claire. They're finally done with her here in the bottom of the 7th, but we got a double switch. DeBaser coming in there at center field.
As Clay Ferris stepping in for Claire. Clay, of course, leads, I think, is up there in the top 5 in a lot of pitching categories in the G1 Baseball League as Red Hat Jesse steps in the pinch hit for the high rise. As Clay has 90 strikeouts, 140 ERA. Top 5 in a lot of the pitching categories and is up for Pitcher of the Year for the Griffins as well.
Good catch by Dumpster. Getting over
Connor
there.
steps in.
Connor up now, yes. As now we are already at 2 outs here for Clay.
Clay is not messing around. He is not going for a betrayal. He is throwing heat.
Oh, that one hit the ground, but that is still the 3rd out.
Yep, as Jamie Kaji coming in to pitch for the high rise as we go to the top of the 8th here with Eric Shortbus leading off, who's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Eric looking to maybe put a ball in play, get on base, and maybe help the Griffins build their lead again.
All right, I mean, it's crazy to think that this game is almost over already. It seems like we just begun, Jim.
Yep, don't get me wrong, Rod. I love baseball, but I also enjoy when teams are competitive enough that the game speeds up, essentially.
Oh!
Eric, just a defeated man at that point, drops his bat in disgust as he let that pitch go right down the middle for the 1st out.
I mean, hopefully he'll have at least one more at-bat here tonight. Maybe change his luck. And that's a walk. Dumpster gonna go ahead, go to first, as now here comes the center fielder in to replace Donut. It is Patrick DeBaser. Hit. Nope, that is the 2nd out.
Jamie Kaji gets right underneath that for that out as Lena Thanatos stepping to the plate. 2 for 4 today with that big home run. Improving her average today to 367 on the season. As she is the lone wall between RTFL's Ricky and a possible triple crown title. As Ricky, of course, leads in home runs and runs batted in, but not in average. As that is another walk and gets runners on first and second for Rope here with 2 outs.
Right, just one more out. They can be done with this part of the inning, but that is a big hit, but I don't think it's got the distance. Unfortunately, Robe is out via Mario there from center field.
Mario stood right underneath that, caught the ball cleanly, and now Jesse with the Y with a chance to break his 0 for day and maybe get a hit, but Clay is dealing here on the mound for the Griffins.
All right, he has quite an arm. He brings the heat in most of his pitches here.
Indeed, Clay, of course, only as that is strikeout and out number 1 for Clay. As Avidad steps to the plate here for the high rise. Clay, of course, relies on 3 pitches, a high heat fastball, a slider that has intense motion on it, and of course a curveball that will have your eyes going side to side. As that breaks the bat and is out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Avidad, of course, 2 for 3 with that triple and a double. It's a single and a home run short of a home run or of a cycle, but I don't think that's going to happen here.
All right, see. All right, I'm being told that, yeah, Steve has got a hold of the local airlines. So when this is over, as we are in the 9th, we should be good to go and get on board for whatever game we got next.
Indeed, as Minnie Makoto steps to the plate, last chance for the Griffins to pad their lead and take a little bit of work off their bullpen here, but Jesse with the White gets the ball over to Remy Tim. First out. Silent Hero looking for a reversal of fortune here. Maybe hitting that throwing that Uno reverse card down. As he's swinging at nothing there. He was way in front of that changeup. Looking foolish.
It is now. Remember, I mean, not only is it our sponsor, but we use it to get from game to games. Remember, go to local airlines. They will get you higher. Miles higher. In fact, breaks the bat. Goes for a dive.
Kylan here must have heard me as he threw all of his body into that, and the broken bat leads to a bloop single here. As Shiro stepping up to the plate, one swing of the bat from him, and all of a sudden this lead is doubled for the Griffins.
And whoop! There goes Silent Hero off the second.
Yep, and Jezza gets the ball, but not before Silent Hero moves to second here. It's not even a home run, just a ball in play will move Silent Hero over.
And that's a walk, though.
Yep, so now the Griffins with Clay Fair stepping to the plate. Let's see if they pinch hit for him, and indeed, well, Kai coming in for the high rise. They're letting Clay hit. Of course, Clay no slouch at the plate. Of course, with that 211 average, 1 home run and 1 run batted in here. Clay said, no, I got this, fam.
We got a double. Incoming right there.
A double play, unfortunate, as the Griffins, as the high rise stepped for their last chance to score here. 2 runs ties it, 3 runs win it, as Silent Hero stepping out, late inning defensive replacement Tom, the Iron Man, stepping in for the Griffins.
All right, hopefully that's a good call here in the bottom of the 9th, because like you said, just a few points will switch this game right around. And now Tom going over right next.
Tom safely catching that ball in foul territory while the high-rise team was screaming at him from the dugout.
Right there in the dugout. They were looking on. They saw him.
As Tom once again makes the play, throws it over to Clay and gets the second out here as Aronofsky represents the last chance for the high-rise here. She's going to have to get on base, put the ball in play for them to have a chance.
But, I mean, I don't think Clay's going to let that happen.
No, Clay has been dealing since he came in the 7th inning for the Griffins. They haven't had to go to either of their closers as that ball drifts foul. 2 strikes. A full count here to Aronofsky. Let's see what happens.
All lit up, and that's a heck of a hit as DeBaser running in, sliding in for the 3rd out.
What a dive by DeBaser to lock the win up. As we talked about, this team has improved mightily on defense, and it shows in that final out. As let's take a look at the box score here for this game. Of course, the high rise with that big 6th inning just wasn't enough to overtake the Griffins here, as they had 6 runs on 9 hits. Nice.
Good way to start the night here on the G1 Baseball League. As we go ahead, we look here in the zone into all these stats.
Indeed. Only 1 home run hit, and that was by Lena. And of course, the big story here is that the high rise struck out 6 times, but they gave up 9 walks to the Griffins, and ultimately that is what led to their loss here today.
I mean, the high rise are known for their good rotation, getting people in and out and over and round to try and make a comeback. And they kind of sort of did, but it wasn't quite enough, as you can see there with all those substitutions. So now we go on to the pitching. Again, you see all the rotation from the pitching from the high rise.
Yep. Maggie, Fantastic Harmony were the lone folks who gave up runs to the Griffins. Syntactic Sugar, Jamie Kaji, and Kai were good in locking them down. But of course, Claire gave up 4 runs in 6 innings. Clay came in and said, "No, we're walking out of here with the W," and shut down the high-rise bats. 3 innings, only 1 strikeout, but of course, no runs, no hits, given up.
Clay ain't giving nobody nothing, as now we go to see who the MVPs are. And they're, alright, kind of weird, but there you see, at second and third, we got some Griffins. Donut, who was 1 for 2 with those 3 RBIs. So, Donut, despite being walked a lot, did a good job here tonight. And of course, Lena, she 2 for 4 with the RBI, the home run, the 2 runs. She was a big star, but just eked out by the number 1 there, Jim, from the high rise.
It's a him, it's a Mario. He went 2 for 4 with a triple, a double, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored himself. And unfortunately, it's a statement win for the Griffins, and one more loss for the high rise as we go on to our next game.
Yep,
here.
we need to get out of here, get on our plane, do all that kind of stuff, as Jim and I will be back with your next game before you know it, so stay tuned. Alright. There you go. Not a bad little game. Not a bad little way to start us off.
Nope, a competitive match through and through.
So, like I said, here's what we're doing. The next game that we were supposed to see is the Buckeye Broncos and the Screwballs. And that is what is up next, but we're not seeing that game. Alright, take a little look-see at this. Because we're actually going to simulate all these games next to go ahead and get to the next game. Because, as I mentioned during the game, this is technically taking place during that game. So, first up, we got to simulate the Broncos and the Screwballs. Their technically first game. Oh, 1-4. Alright, then up next is the Core Pirates and the Blowfish. Let's see how they do.
Only want to be with you.
Four to 9. Alright, the Titans and the Grapplers. Close game, but the Grapplers get it. And now, the Toons and the Pittsburgh Pandas. Let's see what they give us. Oh, alright. 1-3. And now the Hunters and the Great Whites. Simulate this. All right, the High Rise and the Twitch Titans. This is the last one we gotta simulate. And Twitch. So let's go ahead, simulate this. Ouch! So that is a lot to have happen here in between these games, but we got the next game up here. Buckeye Broncos and the Screwballs. Let me just go ahead and write this up. So, how are y'all doing over there in chat? How are you doing so far this evening, Jimbo? How's everybody doing? They enjoying their night so far? Hopefully you are.
Hopefully you are. Hopefully, you've also been checking out Robe's YouTube for the VODs of all G1 wrestling and baseball and football action, as well as the Game Days YouTube for Robe, Woody, and I playing through some baseball games.
Yep.
Now, and you'll slowly understand why the hair on my neck stands up and why I get a little angrier every time runs are called points. Those videos should be coming out soon.
All right. All right, there we go. Good thing I don't have a soccer league. Hey! I tried in that one game.
It's a whole thing to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we could have... There are things we could do. Like, I mean, there's... trust me, I play FIFA. There are things we could do, not necessarily a league, but we can make our own club and take it online. I would not play FIFA with everybody here.
I would not. No, I wouldn't. I don't trust myself to play fucking sports games at all. So,
well, let's see what MLB The Show brings us this week.
Oh God.
Yes, Silent Hero, the big news about the top teams in the various European soccer leagues talking about creating a super league of their own, but the higher ups from the UEFA Champions League as well as FIFA in general have laid down the gauntlet, saying if you or your teams play in that super league, you do not play in any of our competitions, international or local, which. It would essentially be like, let's say, to make a comparison, you could kind of understand, Rogue. Okay. It would be like the top teams in baseball, just as they're not top right now, but when they are, let's say, like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Padres, the Dodgers, and a couple other teams create their own baseball league because they're too good. So they would be barred from any competition anywhere else, except they would only be allowed to participate in that super league.
Okay.
And the World Cup as well. So, yep. For those of you that have Xbox Game Pass this week, MLB The Show drops on Tuesday. And for those of you that have PlayStation, well, if you've pre-ordered, it should be active.
That actually fucking reminds me. What are you doing, Jimbo? I saw the thing And the schedule, it's out like in the Discord and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm playing Minecraft because I don't fully know what they're going to offer and how it's going to work. I can make a change if I want to, but I figure give it time, let us test things out, and then jump into it.
Fuck that!
No. How many times have we had games at launch we wanted to play, but then realized we could only do one-on-ones, or there was a certain limit on what we could do. I want to make sure we can do what we want to do with MLB The Show before we do a game day in it, because I would love to do even a YouTube video or get a host-only thing where we create our own league type stuff. There's a ton of ideas I have for it, but it's limited on what the game actually has available for us. That's why I didn't choose it this week, which, by the way, folks, the schedule's out for next week's game days. Tune into tonight's game day in just over an hour with Mr. T.L. Wolf playing part 2 of The Secret of Monkey Island for that and more. But, I mean, I would have done it, but also I know that chances are there might not be a mode where we can get more than just 2 people in a game at the same time. So
that's fair. That's understandable. I mean, I remember when I tried a game day in this last year, and
a few of us showed 4 of us showed up.
Yeah,
including you.
Yeah, including me. And it's like this game has cross-play, and you don't need to own it and all that type of stuff. But I mean, it's a little bit. It was a little bit convoluted. So something like that being quite possibly very convoluted, considering it is a major, like AAA sports release.
Yeah.
Like on the league. Actually, it's probably better than Madden, but like in that same league of a release for a sports game type deal, I could see it being convoluted in some ways. Like, oh, you want to play with 4 players? Well, you got to go into this mode, and you can only play this game, and you got to do this, and all that type of stuff.
Pre-order the standard edition on PS5. Don't see early access for that edition now. Yeah, it's if you ordered the MVP or whatever version of it there is.
Fucking John.
What?
Danger boy John. He tweeted my thing because he's on the Screwballs team and I tagged him. Oh shit. I don't think he's here, and I don't even think he knows about the stupid meme, but he said it. And
no.
If he does, that's gonna be great, but still.
Oh, that motherfucker! I mean, I'm not mad at all. Oh, a bitch. Yes, and yes, Donut, that is true. If you have pre-ordered the game or you have it on Game Pass, you can preload it, so on Tuesday when it unlocks, you can play it right away.
Yeah, I got it preloaded, and I mean, I'm probably not going to play it a ton. I just want to, you know.
Tune into my stream at some point this week, probably Tuesday, actually, now that I think about it. Or even Saturday afternoon, I'll play through some of that on stream.
Because, I mean, I'll probably fiddle and fidget around with it, see what's up.
Yep. It's going to be something.
I did see in like an ad that apparently you can create a stadium.
Yep. There are modes where you can do stuff like that. But again,
it's probably only for a certain like thing. It's limited to something.
Based on what I saw in 20, unless they revamped certain things and added some stuff, there is some stuff we can do together. But again, it would be the case of where we'd have to either record it or yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we got a game we need to get to. We got the Buckeye Broncos and the Screwballs. So let's get into it. Where's my paper? There it is. All right. We're at Founders Field. Hello, everybody. Welcome here to Founders Field. Jim and I are back. As here today, we've got well, believe it or not, a actual second game of a series. The first went on earlier today while we were still with the Griffins and such, but we're here now. We're going to see this game and, well, see how it goes compared to the last one.
Yep, as that turned out to be closer than we initially expected.
Right.
As Danger Boy John is on the mound starting for the Screwballs here. They are just throwing caution to the wind and just doing whatever they can to generate some offense, some wins, some changes, whatever the case might be. As that is a leadoff walk.
Right. I mean, when we were still over there with the Griffins, which, you know, spoiler alert, they managed to win. If you didn't see that, but the Broncos and the Screwballs in their last game earlier today, while that was still going on, the Screwballs actually managed to come up on top, going 4-1.
As Danger Boy John gets the strikeout here, Funday Bunday stepping to the plate for the Broncos. Of course, Danger Boy John a little rattled here this afternoon. As he had to close out the first game, and they immediately told him he was going to be starting this one. As that is a walk, and gets the runners on first and second here with only one out.
Right. I mean, like you said, this is their second game here today against the Broncos, so. Oh no, there it goes!
Hit it to the deepest part of the park, a solid 450-foot shot here for Dad. Third home run of the season, seven runs batted in, and that is a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first.
That's definitely a turnaround from the last game. That's
Indeed.
For sure.
They've already tripled their run total from that first game.
Oh, that's a big high fly ball deep to center field, but Marshall Lee able to get that 4 and out.
In other stadiums, that might go over the wall, but here...
All right, I mean, you saw the limit with that home run.
450 feet, and it barely cleared the center field.
Right, exactly.
As Marshall Lee is over to make the catch for the final out, but the home run counts, and the Broncos jump out to an early 3-1 lead here as Vinny Big Boss and Moss will lead off for the Screwballs. Vinny, of course, struggling on the season a little bit, only hitting .244. No more for his hit, more for his contact than his power, of course, with only the one home run. But 16 runs batted in for the Screwballs.
That's a rough way to start off.
Indeed, Dad there immediately to make the catch, get the first out. As now Earthworm Joe steps to the plate.
Oh, that's a big one. It's not quite far enough. Funday Bunday out there in left field. Get that is now Robin Bird up. Will this be the start or the end of the first inning here for the Screwballs?
Of course, altered rain on the mound for the Buckeye Broncos.
And that is it.
Yep. That is out number 3 as Mocha Jones stepping to the plate here in the top of the second for the Broncos.
And there he goes.
Coming out, and Mike Trumpetigo coming in, and no surprise move there. We kind of expected that after Danger Boy gave up that leadoff home run, gave up that home run in the top of the first.
And that's a high fly ball, but the shortstop, Hydro Arctic, with the out.
Number 7. Now batting the pitcher, number 43.
And grounder over to third, and Big Boss of Moss over to Robin Bird for the third out. Now look at that, Hydro Arctic up first.
The shortstop, number 2.
Coming up here, 272 average so far this season. Looking good with at least, well, a good hit there. Right down center field, goes all the way over to first base and sets up shop there. As now here comes the center fielder, Marshall Lee. And Hydro better get back. Ooh, he dove. He got there.
Fielder, number 13.
All right, luckily only one out, and Hydro going to second, but it hit the ground just in time. Hydro almost ran back.
Hydro looked like there's a little bit of a lag in his decision making there, as he barely gets over to second and prevents being tagged out there.
Oh, that was close. Hydro needs to maybe keep his head on straight.
Keep his head on a swivel and make sure that paying attention to what's happening around him, as that is another hit. Let's see if they send Hydro from third.
Oh, no, I mean, it'd be smart not to do that, especially after what just happened. But as now here comes Cade.
Number 61.
Struggling a little bit this season, of course, with only 179 batting average, but he's always a threat to pop one over the fence, and if he's able to do that here, that obviously gives the Screwballs the lead. But a diving play by the second baseman, and that is out number 2 here with Trumpet Ego stepping to the plate. Of course, no slouch at the plate as well, as he's hitting a 500 average, averaging 1 hit for every 2 at-bats, which I think that's all he has had this season. You don't want to walk the pitcher with the bases loaded.
And grounder, as unfortunately that is out number 3. Screwball still no runs across as we go into the third inning.
Indeed, Screwball's not able to take advantage of the opportunities they created for themselves there in the bottom of the second, and that can be a momentum killer.
Oh, goes foul.
As a full count, let's see if there happens.
Uh-oh. Oh, nope. Earthworm Joe able to get there.
Now batting,
Now here comes Andrew Algren.
number 11.
And solid grounder there to second, or the center field past second. That is a runner on first now.
Now batting, the left fielder.
Bunday stepping to the plate, of course, took that walk in his first at bat. Not having a great season here initially. 229 average, 5 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Of course, a lot of the Broncos have struggled this season, so he is not alone in that regard. I think a lot of folks were nervous coming into this season. So it was the debut season of the G1 Baseball League, and some of the results have shown.
Right? I mean, for a lot of teams and a lot of places, they have shown. A lot of them have built up since the beginning and have grown exponentially. But a lot of these teams here so far this season
Number 10.
have definitely shown that they still got a lot of work to do, and they're out here still giving 100% either way. As that's a grounder, as Cade gives it over to Robin Bird for the final out as the Screwballs back up. And Vinny, Big Boss of Moss, 0 for 1. Let's see if he can turn this around for the Screwballs.
12.
Oh, didn't go back far enough, unfortunately. As now here comes Earthworm Joe.
Number 30.
And he unfortunately got hit by the pitch.
Number 27.
So now, at least the Screwballs have somebody on first, as now it's going, and slides, it hits the ground first. Oh, he's going to third.
He's safe over there, third.
As now here comes Hydro. Holy cow, Hydro with a big opportunity here to put a point on the board. He does it right down center field. He comes in. It is now 3-1.
Now the center fielder, number 17. Now batting, the left fielder, number 13.
That is strike number 1 here from Altered Rain. He's going to be looking to get out of this inning with no more runs across.
And foul again. They're moving.
Yep, runners advance on the wild pitch as it got past the catcher. It's now a ball in play anyway.
All right, we're all lit up. What's going to happen here? Oh, that's an out.
You can't take a look. You can't look at strike 3 when you have runners on second and third. You got to at least take the bat off your shoulder there if you're expected to win this game. Is exact. Chase steps to the plate for the Broncos. Broncos are looking to add to their lead.
It's now. Whew. Trumpet Ego throwing it. Oh, goes past him. As there we go. Bird at first with the out.
Number 13.
Strike number 2. Trumpet Ego spits away the spits on the field. As that is a weak ground ball hit. Big Boss Moss gets it over to first base for the second out as Mocha Jones stepping to the plate. 0 for 1 here this afternoon. Of course, Mocha Jones, one of the few bright spots for the Broncos this season. 279 batting average, 9 home runs, and 37 runs batted in. As he needs a bat from one of the needs to get a new bat as that one shattered into about 1 billion pieces out there. And if you find the piece with a $5 bill, redeem it at your local concession stand for a Screwball bobblehead.
That is the final
out.
out.
Number 3. And that will lead us to Dylan Toomey, who singled his last time up, leading off here in the bottom of the 4th. Of course, it is still early in the game. Nothing's set in stone just yet, but you'd like to see some more offense from the Screwballs. Much like this, another single for Dylan Toomey, leading the Screwballs off properly.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Cade steps to the plate.
61.
As that just gets past the outstretched glove of the second baseman. Almost a double play there, but unfortunately it did not happen. As now there's a runner on first and second as Trumpet Ego steps to the plate again. But they're bringing in a pinch hitter.
Chuck Z coming in to take its place. And
that is a one double play there. The 4-6-3 double play is that one from possibly bases loaded to having a runner on third and 2 outs. Of course, Vinny's going to be looking to drive that run home to bring the Screwballs even closer.
Oh, that one's going foul.
A monster shot that's probably
almost into the upper deck there.
Indeed, that thing almost. If that thing stays fair, that is a home run for the Screwballs in a tie game.
Oh, you hate to see that right there for out number 3 as looks like Mecha Koopa coming in to relieve for the Screwballs.
As Boondock Element leads off for the Broncos.
The right fielder,
Only hitting
number
221 on the season, only the 1 home run and 10 runs batted in. As that is a slow rolling ground ball.
And that is the first out.
now batting.
As Altered Rain steps to the plate for the second time, 0 for 1 today with that line out. Previous at bats.
And there's another grounder for another out at first.
Now batting, the center
Indeed,
fielder,
Mecha Koopa coming in, getting a couple of quick ground ball outs here.
And oh, that one ain't happening. Marshall Lee out there in center fielder had to go and scoop that one up.
now batting, the second baseman, number 11.
Of course, Mecha Koopa tried to make a play on the ball, but it just went past his glove, got up to center field, and of course now the Broncos have a runner on first. And that is out number 3 as the bat went further than the ball and the strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 5th with Earthworm Joe leading off for the Screwballs. Rod, do we have any news from any of the games around the league?
We got quite a few, as there are a few of them. They're in their final innings, but we're probably as safe as can be to go ahead and call them. Apparently, the Hunters and the Game Attack Great Whites. I don't know if you knew this, Jim. It wasn't actually called, but
As that is an error, as Dad is not able to hold on to the ball at first. Robin Bird stepping to the plate now.
But actually, last week the Hunters went up against the Great Whites, and the Great Whites came out on top 6-8. And apparently they just got done with another game. But this time the Great Whites really dug into the Hunters, going 7-1. Great Whites coming out on top there.
Oh boy.
Yes, indeed they do. And actually, apparently they're actually on their way to their next game, where we will be after this, where the Core Pirates went up against the Blowfish, and the Core Pirates didn't quite come out on top of that one. It went 4-9. As now it is bases loaded here, as Marshall Lee, without number 1. They're still...
Did not swing at a single pitch there. Took 3 strikes in a row.
Maybe that was a
Almost
Marshall
like-
Lee statue that was there.
Could be. Shelby already down 0-2. Whew, very lucky that was not strike 3 there. Close pitches, almost strike 3 each time.
And that's out number
You
2.
can't take strike 3. When you have bases loaded like that, you got to at least try to put the bat on the ball. As Dylan Toomey steps back up to the plate, 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. If he hits a third one, that is at least 2 runs across for the Screwballs. But that, unfortunately, is not going to do it, as that is a ground ball out to second. And the final out of the inning is the Buckeye Broncos step back up with Funday Bunday leading them off here in the top of the 6th.
The left fielder, number 29.
Oh, apparently we got okay. Oh no, they're not done yet. We'll give you an update on apparently the High Rise and the Twitch Titans. They're having a game, but apparently they're actually the Twitch Titans. They had a game while we were over with the Griffins. It actually finished. The Titans went up against the Grapplers, and well, the Grapplers went 7-5. Close game, but the Grapplers came out on top. And right now, the High Rise are battling against the Titans. So as soon as that is done, as well as the Toons and the Pandas, apparently they're in their final innings. As that is a broken bat and the third out.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. Screwball stepping to the plate once again. Cade leading them off.
number 61. That's low. Now batting, the pitcher. Now batting, number.
And Kelly Kanan coming in to hit.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 12.
Oh,
That is out number 3. As Kelly Kanan coming out, Zach Whitley going in to pitch for the Screwballs. Almost at high rise for some reason. That was the last game. As Flowers stepping up to the plate for the Broncos. That is a deep fly ball.
Oh, no! Marshall Lee all the way back out there near the boards with that out.
Number 44.
It is a high fly ball, but that is not deep enough as Hydro makes the play out in short left field there.
Yep.
He wanted to do it himself.
Number 7.
All right, that's 2 outs. Zachary Whitley not doing half bad. The defense on his side here. And there's out number 3 by Earthworm Joe over in the right field as we are now in the bottom of the 7th. It is
Whitley
still 3-1, as you were saying.
Whitley coming in, getting a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Screwballs, getting him back to the bat. As this is the bottom of the 7th, of course. Chances are now running out for the Screwballs as that is over the shortstop's head and gets out to the warning track as that will be a double for the Screwballs.
All right, they are definitely creating opportunities for themselves here so far to try and make the plays, get the runs in. Unfortunately, they can't quite, here these past few innings, can't quite capitalize on it there, Jim.
Indeed, the chances are there, but they got to put the runs across the plate.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 2.
And that is out number 2. Ouch, but they do have someone in scoring position. So Marshall Lee, if he can get himself a nice good hit, that will at least bring another run in. There it is. Here he comes. It is now 3-2.
Now batting, the left fielder. Now batting, number 9.
Yep, as Grouchy Cats is in to pitch.
And, oh, that is a very
Now batting, the catcher,
big walk there.
25.
The pressure is on here for Dylan Toomey to keep this going. At 2 outs, 3 balls, 1 strike. And they going for it, but oh! Exact Chase just nabbed that ball before it had a chance to get to the ground, but it is a 3-2 game here in the 8th.
Grouchy Cats coming out. Casey Flamingo stepping in to pinch hit for the Broncos.
Uh-oh. Oh, Earthworm Joe with a big leap for that catch for that first out. Almost looked like it was going to be gone there, Jim.
Indeed, that is out number 2 here. I legitimately thought that was going to be a home run. What?
All right, this is going to be one heck of a game here as, oh, that's a big one. It's up, and it is over the foul line into the stands. As, oh, wait a minute, that's got the height, that's got the distance, but a leap, oh no, he couldn't get it. .368 feet for Andrew Algren, his eighth home run, 29th RBI. Just extended that lead just a little bit more for the Buckeye Broncos. Uh-oh. Oh, no. There it goes. Not again. Oh, no. The Broncos just wailing them out of the park now. 387 feet. Funday Bunday.
Now batting the first baseman. Now pitching.
As Zachary Whitley getting out of here, bringing in Malice last. As LA Eagles,
switch.
Double switch. Oh, man.
I did not expect this 8th inning to go this way. I thought the Screwballs had a handle on things. And here we are sitting now. The Broncos are back up by 3 here with 2 outs as that gets hit back to Malice last for the final out. But the damage is done.
Oh, big damage there,
comes
Jim.
in to close it out. And those are 2 runs that the Screwballs desperately needed to score themselves, as they have plenty of opportunities to do so. As once again, Cade steps to the plate, 1 for 3 here. I think the momentum for the Screwballs has effectively been stopped here, Rod.
Well, hopefully they can. Oh, that's a grounder. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, that is out number 1. You hate to see that. I don't know if everybody that is here, whether you're here late or here early, expected the game to go like this. Oh man, he didn't even move. It's now Vinny, big boss of Moss here.
As I said, Rod, the Screwballs unfortunately feel like the wind has been knocked essentially out of their sails at this point. As that is hit to the second base person over to Dad for the final out, and we go to the top of the 9th with the Broncos with a serious hold on this game at this point. As Exact Chase stepped to the plate, looking to maybe add another run or two to the score.
There's now Malice last. He needs to close this out in the top of the 9th inning with a vengeance to get the Screwballs back up to try and do something.
Yeah, Malice is going to be looking to get out of this inning as quickly as possible with 0 runs, of course, to give his team the best chance they can to maybe overcome the 3-run deficit, as that is a walk, not what Malice last was hoping for, as Matt Flowers steps to the plate here for the Broncos.
And another one goes foul.
Yep, and Matt Flowers just fouling every pitch off, fighting it off, but unfortunately, eventually strikes out, as that is out number 1 with Mocha Jones leading off, looking for his first hit today, 0 for 3. Smiles is looking a little gassed out there. So he's not used to going this many pitches.
No, I mean he's a closer. He's supposed to come in, get it done, close it out quickly. But the Broncos, they just ain't letting that happen. And there, look at that Hydro with the out at second.
Yep. If Exact Chase had waited, and that is it. That is strike number 3 for the final out of the top of the 9th, with Earthworm Joe leading off for the Screwballs. As this is officially their last attempt.
This is it.
So I'm getting excited.
I don't blame you. All right, this is a big inning, the final chance. As just fires it to first. It's for the first out here. As now Robin Bird up. That's not how you want to go. Not in the final inning, as here comes Hydro. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Not looking good for the Screwballs here, Jim.
Not indeed. This is, like I said, their last chance to do anything.
As I think that's going to do it. Popped up high. Catcher catches it. And there it is. The Buckeye Broncos, the RT Buckeye Broncos get the win.
As we take a look at the box score here, it's not like the Screwballs. Were limited. They had plenty of chances to bring runs across. You can see there the 10 hits, let alone the amount of walks that they had as well. Yep. Broncos 5 runs on 5 hits, and only that 1 error. But of course, it was all done via the power of the home run for the Buckeye Broncos. They had a 3-run home run in the first inning, and then the back-to-back solo shots in the 8th inning that really just wrap this game up and put it in a neatly gifted box for us here to watch.
There was some definite stretches in the scoring, but scoring happened, and the RT Buckeye Broncos learned from their last meeting with the Screwballs earlier, where they lost. So this time they came back with a vengeance. As now we go ahead here, Jim, as look at this. The Screwballs here, as we look at some of these stats, they definitely had more substitutions. They definitely tried to get more people in. Tried, again, to set up those opportunities that were just not able to be capitalized on. The Broncos were able to shut them down. As compared to what the RT Buckeye Broncos did, especially with those 3 home runs compared to the nothing home runs on the Screwballs side. And with that, we will go ahead and take a little look-see at the definite differential in the pitching here, Jim.
As you see, of course, Altered Rain picks up the win, going 6 innings strong. 9 hits, 2 runs, 3 strikeouts, and that walk. As the bullpen came in clutch for the Broncos. But, of course, as you can see there, the Screwballs starting off with Danger Boy John, of course, giving up that 3-run home run, and the Screwballs never really recovered from that point. Bullpen, Trumpet Ego and Mecha Koopa did great for 5 innings, but then Zach Willie gave up back-to-back home runs, and that was the sign, seal, deliver of the end of this game here.
All right, as now we take a look at the MVPs, and it is all Broncos. Each and every one of them. Andrew Algren, Funday Bunday, and the number 1, Mermal Dad. Every single one with the home run. Though, obviously, Mermal Dad there in the first place with those 3 RBI, 3 runs with that home run. So, obviously, he is there in the first, as now we need to go ahead. We need to get out of here to our next game here, the final game of the evening. So don't go anywhere. We've got one more to go here on the G1 Baseball League, and Jim and I will be back before you know it.
Steve, get transport ready. Silent Hero gifting a tier 1 sub to the Danger Boy John.
Hello, Danger Boy John. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, and thank you, Silent Hero, for gifting Danger Boy John the sub. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed that game, as, like I mentioned already, we got one more game left. The final game, because we do 3 games here every Sunday in the G1 Baseball League. I'm laughing at the fact that the Bullet Cub theme is now on Spotify. Really? Also, Woody, I don't know if you're here, but you're insane. Don't do it. That game is massive. It'll take you 100+ hours to finish that game and do a bunch of stuff. All the good shit in it.
Game.
New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, Woody.
Because the poll Woody set up about what game he wanted to do for, like, the top 100 games, like the rest of us hosts are going to do at G1 Game Days at some point. He put up The Last of Us, Kingdom Hearts, Mass Effect 2, and Fallout New Vegas. It ended up in a tie between Kingdom Hearts and Fallout New Vegas. So I told him, it's like, either make a poll with the ones that tied, or just do Kingdom Hearts. Because Kingdom Hearts, it's quite a bit more linear, and it'll be a lot quicker, or a lot easier to go through. And the fucker said, alright, Fallout New Vegas it is. Crazy, Woody. You don't know what you're in for. I mean, I'm scared to play the game. I've never played Fallout New Vegas, but I am scared to play it. Because of how much good stuff in it. Well, yeah, that's true. But you see, unlike what Tom did in, like, Fallout 3, where you can just roam around, in Fallout New Vegas, there are a shit ton of actual story threads that aren't just the main story, that go on for 10, 20 hours, making you run here and there, that aren't the main storyline. I mean, yeah, you can do the main storyline in New Vegas and just skip over a bunch of really cool shit and be done in a timely manner, but you miss so much cool shit. So much cool weapons, so much cool story. It's better than Fallout 3, it's better than Fallout 4. Anyway, I don't have to say how good Fallout New Vegas is. A lot of people on the internet know how good Fallout New Vegas is, and will gladly shout it from the mountaintops. But now we move on to the last game of the evening here tonight on the G1 Baseball League, and it is between at least one team we haven't seen in what seems like a good while. And I think we saw the other team like last week. I think. I might be wrong. But anyway, Up next, we've got the Core Pirates and the Death Battlers. Whoops. Didn't mean to drop that. All right. Just got to write this up. All right, so who do we have here? All right. All right. All right, there we go. The message has been sent out to the social media sphere. As you can definitely see the differences in these teams. Core Pirates are speed demons. Death Battlers are power hitters, power players here. As you should probably know, a lot of people over there on the Death Battlers, whereas on the Core Pirates, you got starting pitcher Tanner Davidson, notable players of Fanboy Brian, Banana Poet, and Redman. So let's go ahead, let's get into this final game of the evening right here, right now. At Red Rock Park. Hey. Not used to seeing it, now we've seen it twice. Hello everybody, Jim and I are back here for the final game of the evening here at Red Rock Park. Jim, nice place, nice stadium here. As we got the Core Pirates and Huggable Lux up first.
And of course, Noel Wiggins pitching for the Death Battlers. Ron, I wonder if those rocks are actually really red or if they spray paint them. As that is a deep fly ball to center field. Huggable Lux, of course, gaining to second base, heading for third.
My God, Huggable Lux being a speed demon around those bases here.
Very motivated, looking to put on a show for the fans. As Banana Poet steps to the plate, 248 batting average, 11 home runs, 37 runs batted in for the Core Pirates. The Core Pirates, a little bit of a letdown this season. The owner of the team expected them to play and play well, as that is out number one on the strikeout of Banana Poet.
I
mean, he was
mean,
buying the best team money can buy.
I mean, well, I mean, I've actually seen and watched a little bit. I've seen that Core Pirate guy. He might have paid for some good players, all right, but as the owner, you also need good coaches. You need to be able to find a way to bring those players together. And
need to be able to pitch well, as that is a walk. And Cattle steps to the plate now. 250 average, 7 home runs, 25 runs batted in. As Noel looking to get a double play here to end the threat and get his offense to the plate. As that is strike number 2.
Because, I mean, he can throw a lot of money around, that's for sure. But
we got a full count with 1 out.
And that is out number 2.
Cattlewolf swinging way too early on the changeup. His natural spook. I wonder if that's any relation to your the G1 Wrestling Universe Heavyweight Champion. 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in on the season. Is peeking over at first base there with Fanboy Brian.
And that's a strike. And we got a steal and safe.
Yeah, now both runners are in scoring position here, so a ball in play anywhere in the field will lead to a couple of runs, but that is not the
that is a busted bat as well, as Natural Spook was... I mean, I don't blame him. I'd be mad too.
He had runners on second and third and couldn't bring them in as Alex Carlisle steps to the plate for the Death Battlers. Of course, Carlisle leading the league in stolen bases as well as at times being caught stolen. As Tanner Davidson stepping to the mound for the Core Pirates. Fanboy Brian, the reliable member of the team, gets the ball over to first for the first out as Sam Mitchell steps to the plate here. I mean, Rod, it seems like only yesterday that we watched the opening game with the Death Battlers where they had somebody steal second and third and ended up winning the game on that play.
Right. I believe it was Sam Mitchell that did that, but...
And where Brian gets it over to first for the second out as Ben Singer stepping to the plate here for the Death Battlers in the bottom of the first.
I mean, it's I believe this is like week 21, if I am not mistaken. We've had quite a few weeks of quite a few good ball games here in the G1 Baseball League as we are winding down the season. As that is a good hit as DX Kramer throws it to Fanboy Brian at second to stop any more movement.
And they got a runner on as Paige Stork steps to the plate for the Death Battlers. 275 average, 11 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Indeed, as we are winding down the season here near the end, of course, the heavy favorite going into the postseason is, of course, those dastardly Flamingos of RT Florida. As that is a walk.
As now up comes Sean Himes.
Ball, that's inside. Whoa.
And, oh, that's a grounder, but out at first for the third out as we go to the second.
Indeed, no damage done, no runs across. It is still 0-0 here in the top of the second as Jocelyn Hollow Knight steps to the... Or Jordan
It's
Hollow
Jordan.
Knight,
Yeah, Jordan, but that's a nice hit, but unfortunately... Oh, a dive as Sam Mitchell runs up real quick to grab that. As now here comes Redman.
No, that's inside.
Yep. Redman, of course, 264 average, 8 home runs on the season, 25 runs batted in as well.
He's out.
Unfortunately, doesn't get to first this time, as now here comes DX Kramer.
DX Kramer, of course, coming off the bench today. They're giving him a chance to play as he's only hitting 273 with the 3 runs batted in. Not really given a ton of chances, but he is known for being sneaky powerful. So be looking for a deep fly ball here out of the man.
Oh, and another upset person with that third out.
As that is it in the top of the second as Attack Win comes to the plate for the Death Battlers. Has the perfect number of home runs and runs batted in, of course, and 4 for 20.
No, inside. Ball. Take your base.
And, oh, a walk to start us off here.
A 4-pitch walk by Tanner leads to Gerardo Meja stepping to the plate here for the Death Battlers.
Inside. Ball high. Ball high.
Oh, 3 balls already here. There we go. And that's a pop-up. The catcher going back and finds it for the out.
Now back, the right fielder, number 13. No, high. Ball, that's inside. Ball 4.
Oh, that's another walk. Unfortunately, the batter's just not falling for these pitches that Tanner Davidson is letting loose here.
That's outside.
as the runners advance, but it is out number 2. As Alex Carlisle gets another chance at the plate, maybe to get a run across for the Death Battlers here.
And no! Huggable Lux with the grab there. As now here comes the pitcher up first to go ahead and have a swing of the bat. And that would be a good hit. I don't think they're going to make it over there. It is definitely foul. And that's an out.
Indeed. Core Pirates are struggling here as Huggable Luck steps up to the plate again. Obviously one for one with that big leadoff triple in the top of the first.
Ball outside. Ball, that's outside.
Oh, that's another out.
Now batting.
As now here comes, Banana Poet up now. 247, 11:37. And it goes foul.
Indeed. Sean Hines gets it over to first for the final out. Another 1-2-3 inning here as both offenses have gone quiet as the Death Battlers step back up to the plate here with Sam Mitchell leading them off in the bottom of the third.
Number 70.
Sam Mitchell, of course, 309 average on the season, 5 home runs, 34 runs batted in, and a single to boot. Just gets that out to right field.
Now batting.
As now here comes Ben Singer, able to hit a good dinger or two.
Yep, 8 home runs on the season, 33 runs batted in for the third baseman of the Death Battlers.
Oh!
The Core Pirates are aware of Sam Mitchell's sneaky speed over there at first.
Ball inside.
We have a full count.
And oh, no, it's not far enough.
But it gets down to the wall, to the warning track for extra bases as they're sending Sam Mitchell home. And just like that, the Death Battlers lead 1-0 on that double by Ben Singer. Paige Stork stepping up for her second at-bat today.
Outside.
Well, at least at this point, one team has a run on the board now. Let's see if there, with only one out, if Sean Hines can keep this going. Oh, right past the third baseman.
Indeed, he does.
Throws it to third to Catawolf. Fortunately, they are safe.
To make sure that the runner does not try to run home on the play. That almost hits the person on third. Zach Wynn stepping up. Looking to put a ball in play here. Maybe get another run across for the Death Battlers.
And that's a pop-up.
I don't think that's got the distance, as that is in...
That barely...
the infield third.
I was going to say, it barely left the infield.
Yep. Fanboy Brian makes the play for the second out here. And steps to the plate. Gerardo may have for the Death Battlers as the steal is on.
And no, that is out number 3. Thanks to Fanboy Brian getting the tag, as now we are going to the fourth.
Yep, the runner took a poor jump from first, and it hurt them. As that was the final out. As Fanboy Brian, of course, top marks in the top 5 in the home run and RBI category here in the T1 Baseball League. But unfortunately, the rest of the team around him has not helped as much as they expected.
No, inside.
We got a full count to Fanboy Brian, and that is a ground ball to Ben Singer. Over to Paige Stork for the first out here.
The third baseman, number 41.
And that one is a long fly ball there to center field. Alex Carlisle, as now here comes Natural Spook, already at 2 outs. Nobody and nothing on. As, oh, nice leap, but unfortunately, Natural Spook gets to first.
The catcher, number 65. Ball, that's low.
Oh, there went her bat. And unfortunately, that is out number 3.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 5. Nope, that's inside.
I said, oh no! There it goes! Right into that hallway, Jim. Going 410 feet. Gerardo's 7th home run. Bringing that score up by 1 more run for the Death Battlers.
Indeed, as well, the Core Pirates are known for their power bats. The Death Battlers here are showing off their power bats as well.
He's out. Now batting, the pitcher, number 34. Ball, that's up. That's inside. Steve, nope, inside.
All right, we're all lit up. What is he going to do here? And he doesn't take the bait, and he takes his base instead.
The center fielder, number 22. That's up.
And nice one right to center field to DX Kramer. Throws it to second to Natural Spook. As now that is 2 on for the Death Battlers. As here comes Sam, as they are still sitting pretty at 1 out. And oh, fanboy Brian. Oh,
they are sent.
Nope, they think twice about it. It looked like they were though, Jim.
They were thinking about it, but then they saw who got the ball and decided against it inevitably.
But now bases are loaded. Big opportunity here for Ben Singer. If he can get the power and the contact to get that ball out of here. As, oh, that unfortunately was a tough dive. As one, fires it into home, but it's a little too late.
The first baseman, number 49. Ball, high. Infield fly.
That's an infield fly for out number 2.
Now back, the shortstop, number 25. Ball outside. Nope, high.
And there's out number 3.
But the damage is done as the Death Battlers plate another 3 runs, taking a big lead here, 4-0, as Redman stepping back up to the plate for the second time here today, 0 for 1 this afternoon as we are in the top of the 5th inning. Don't forget, folks, this game is sponsored by Bean Knockout Coffee. For when you need a gut punch and to take a nap, Bean Knockout Coffee is the way to go. That is out number 1.
Now back, the center fielder, number 6.
I mean, I hear it'll get you going in at least to one place, if not another, in a hurry.
That is out number 2. As Noel is dealing here for the Death Battlers, and as expected, John Taylor stepping in to pinch hit for Tanner.
Oh,
Here, and unfortunately,
that's a pop-up, and down to out number 3. As now Jacob Fineska comes in to take the pitching mound for the Core Pirates.
Now batting, the catcher, number 15.
Oh, unfortunate dive there. He went back.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 5.
Ball inside.
And that's a solid hit right over there to Banana Poet. Oh, he's out. Catawolf able to get the tag. That's a heck of a throw by Banana Poet.
indeed, is Christina Christopherson stepping up for the Death Battler series. Ball gets past Fanboy Bryant out to left field, and the hit is happening.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 34.
Steve Ross. Steve Ross. Foul ball. 3, you're out.
Oh, nope. Not happening there.
Number 22.
That's 2 outs now.
Ball. That's low.
That is ball 2. Jacob is struggling with his location here early in his appearance.
And that's a solid hit to Banana Poet, who just wings it home, but unfortunately Hollow Knight unable to scoop it up. A little bit low on that throw, it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like the ball bounced a second before she thought it would. She wasn't able to reel it in. That would have been an out. That would have been the final out and a run saved. But instead, it is 5-0 with Sam Mitchell up, and as another hit out to center field as they send the runner.
God damn it.
Or from third, and they
no!
Catawolf unable to hold on to the ball. That out would have ended the inning again. As Ben Singer steps to the plate, Jacob out, Elliot Gamer in for the Core Pirates. Rod, this game is getting away from them and getting away from them quickly. That is another hit up the center, and that will bring home another run as it is now 7-0 in favor of the Death Battlers.
The first baseman, number 49.
As that pitch gets away from Hollow Knight and the runners advance.
Low. Steve Ross. Steve Ross. No, that's high.
All right, we're all lit up. Final out
Take your base.
at a walk. As now in comes Sean Hines. The bases are loaded. They are already up 7-0.
No, high.
Indeed, I mean we've talked about it all season, Rob, but that is a ground ball. Fanboy Brian gets it over to first for the final out. But again, another 3-spot put up by the where the camera chose to look was
That was weird.
That's not. Yeah, but as the Death Battlers put up another 3-spot, effectively leading by a touchdown here on the Core Pirates.
No, inside. Steve Ross.
It's now Huggable Lux looking for a good pitch. Finds one, hits one, but unfortunately Sean Hines gets the catch for out number 1. As here comes Banana Poet now.
Steve Ross. You're up.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 19.
Already, we are at 2 outs here, Jim. As it's like the Core Pirates can't quite come together. They're just seem to be
As Noel looks,
Now batting, the
they're just
third
seem to be shooting themselves in the foot here.
yep, as Noel looks human for a second and gives up a walk to fanboy Brian here. Cattlewolf stepping back up. I'll be honest, Rod, when we got the rundown for this game and knowing full well that this was the final game we were going to call, that is almost the 3rd out, but it got past the first base person's glove. I legitimately thought this game would be the other way around, where the Core Pirates were up 7-0. But Ben Singer to Paige Stork, the final out is made, and once again the Core Pirates bats are very quiet.
Now batting, the catcher.
As Thak Nguyen stepping up again. Like I said, I fully expected this to at least be a back and forth affair, not one where the Death Battlers come out swinging and are leading 7-0 here in the top of the 6th, or in the bottom of the 6th inning, excuse me.
No, inside.
But this would make sense as our first 2 matchups tonight. Obviously, we're back and forth between both games, and this one seems to be is going to be our blowout of the night.
Right, and that is a good out though.
Yep, a solid strikeout as Gerardo Mejia stepping up to the plate again.
And that's a good hit all the way out to the wall.
Van Poke gets it in, but Gerardo will slide in safely to second base with the double as Christina Christopherson stepping up to the plate again, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Looking to put a ball in play to get to pad their lead for the Death Battlers here.
That's low.
And that you saw that, didn't you?
Yep, the fielder caught the ball technically in fair territory as their feet were fair. Picked up the ball. It's a little weird, I know. It's something we haven't seen here in the G1 Baseball League.
Yeah.
But that was the correct call. But the runner advances to third, and it pays. The gambit plays off as another run comes across. As now these Death Battlers lead 8-0 here, as Gerardo scores all the way from third, and Alex Carlisle stepping up again.
Number 22.
No, that's low. He's out.
Oh, well, that is finally it as we are now into the 7th inning. The Core Pirates bringing Natural Spook up here once again to see. As that's a good high flying hit, but not enough distance to make a difference here.
Unfortunately, Natural Spook put a lot of power in the ball, but just got under it and lifted it more than pushing it forward. As Jordan Hollow Knight here is going to be looking to make up for a couple of the errors she had on the missed pitches. As Noel gets it and barely gets it over to first for the second out here. As Redman stepping up to the plate, just looking to get something going.
Right.
On the Core Pirates at this point, I'm just looking to get a batter on get a runner on first by any means necessary, just to get something positive for them. So they're down 8-0. So we got a full count here.
Take your base.
And hey, we got a walk.
That is how you do it. Redman taking the walk as the ex-Kramer stepping up 0 for 2 this afternoon. Again, sometimes that one runner can get your team going in the right direction, but this is not that case. This ball is hit the Paige Stork for the final out here. Top of the 7th. Death Battlers coming up in the bottom of the 7th with Sam Mitchell leading off for him.
Now batting, the left fielder.
As a reminder, folks, we are at the tail end of this. Got a few weeks left before we get to the playoffs and to the eventual G1 Baseball League Champion Series here.
And a good hit right down the center. Yeah, that postseason, those playoffs games will be here before you know it. That's why you definitely need to tune in to make sure you see all who, because It's been kind of crazy these past couple of weeks. A lot of shifting and moving. Well, depending on what division you're in. If you're there in that Southern Division with Florida, you're pretty much fighting for second and third because they have first locked down.
Indeed, we did not. I'll be honest. We did not expect any team to really break away from that. We figured some teams may lead a little bit, but not as much as Florida has led. That offense and pitching is too good. As Jack Archer coming in relief for the Core Pirates, and Miss Mindy coming in center field for DX Kramer in the double switch. And of course, the Grapplers are leading their respective division as well with the Game Attack, or with the Game Day Griffins hot on their heels as we got a few games left for both teams. As that is a foul balls, it just goes over the fence into the fan-friendly area.
That's outside. That's low.
Full count. Let's see what they do here.
That's ball 4.
And unfortunately, another walk is Jack's face says it all right there. He didn't expect that to be called a ball, but the walk counts. And now we got runners on first and second with Sean Hines up at the plate for the Grapplers. And
oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, he's dead, Jim. He's down. Is he okay? Oh, he's at first. Oh my God!
He must have sprung up while we were worried, while we weren't looking. But Rod, that is the first. We've seen pitchers get hit by line drives, but that is the first time we've seen a batter take a ball to the cranium. As I guess he somehow managed to shake it off and get over to first. I think
he has a helmet on. That I'm sure that helped. But dang,
that was a shot. I was concerned. Again, we were all concerned because of the way he just
fell over.
To the ground.
He just flopped over like.
As that is a strikeout, but the ball got past the catcher and another run scores. As the out happens. And of course, Gerardo Meja, as Jack Archer coming out, Decanator stepping in for the Core Pirates here. As Gerardo Meja, I believe, is a triple or a single short of the cycle. He needs one more of those, and he hits for the cycle something we don't see much here. Much like batters getting beamed in the helmet there, as we saw with Sean Hines. Of course, we will see if they keep him in the game as Gerardo takes another walk and slowly jaunts over to first base with Christina Christopherson stepping up. We will see if they keep Sean Hines in or if they take him out and bring in a late inning defensive replacement here in the top of the 8th. But until then, we still got action going on here in the bottom of the 7th. To be honest, Rob, when Sean... Oh, full count. Runners are going to be going on the pitch.
And that's a high fly, but they ain't going nowhere.
Nope, as that is the final out by Hollow Knight. And let's see, I'm intrigued to see if the Death Battlers let Sean Hines play the field or if they pull him out for a defensive replacement here as
Miss Mindy coming up now.
All right, I guess Sean Hines has waved off the training crew and his manager and are staying in the field for defense. As Noel has pitched a gem to this point, as that is a high fly ball, but it is not going to be anywhere close to deep enough. Maybe in a silo, but not here, as Alex Carlisle makes the first outs. Tuckable Luck stepping to the plate. Of course, that we expected a hot start from the Core Pirates when Huggable Lux led off with that triple in the top of the first, but really that has been the highlight of the game for them offensively.
Right. I mean, they just can't seem to get any. Well, I don't want to say get good pitches, but get any good hits from any pitches to go where they need them to go. As now,
Noel coming out, surprisingly enough. And the double switch is on, of course. But surprising that they take Noel out and not let him finish at least the 8th inning. I guess his pitch count was a little high. But, of course, as it doesn't matter, as John McCullough gets the ground out for the final out here in the top of the 8th. With the Death Battlers stepping up to the plate as Genevieve. How do you say that last name, Ron? I'm having trouble reading it right now.
Genevieve Goymond.
Okay, the right fielder, backup right fielder for the Death Battlers here leading off as Tech Decanator having a little bit of trouble with location. As that is a high fly ball. Will it clear the fence?
It does for another home run for the Death Battlers. 363
feet. Genevieve's first home run of the season, second run batted in. It is now 9-0 as I believe, yep, Decatur coming out, Rachella coming in for the Core Pirates is effectively, I mean, I don't want to say that the fat lady has sung right, but being up 10-0 here in the bottom of the 8th, I believe this is the last chance at the plate for all Death Battler batters.
Yeah.
Sam Mitchell 4 for 5 today with a stunning 4 singles, but of course, has scored a couple of runs himself.
That's inside.
I mean, once this inning is done and over, the Core Pirates are going to need something. Ain't no amount of money that their owner has is going to turn the tide of this game. That's for sure.
Aside from throwing money at the umpires to maybe influence the balls and strikes, I don't think there's any chance that they come back in this. I think this game is signed, sealed, and basically delivered to the Death Battlers for the W. But that is why we play the game, is in case something happens, something miraculous happens. As Ben Singer stepping to the plate here, as he almost takes a ball to the crotch.
I mean, we've seen people be hit other places, so
I think we saw Red Robe get hit in his, as some of the folks on Twitter said, his tuchus, or his bum.
And that's a nice solid out for Dawn, Rachella Dawn there.
Paige Stork looking to get a hit, although she does have 3 walks on the day, 0-for-2, of course. She's looking to put a ball in play and just maybe get one more run across for the Death Battlers here.
And whoop!
Again, another wild pitch gets away from Hollow Knight as the runner moves over to second.
And that's another walk.
Another free pass given up as somehow Sean Hines, despite taking the pitch to the dome earlier, is still in the game and still going to bat.
He looking okay. I mean, that's why he has that. And Banana Poet with a nice dive for the final out, as this is the final at bat here of the game.
Oh, sorry, you said at bat, not count on my bad. As Joe McCall is looking to end this game, as Vanbar Barnes still got some fight in his bat, but it's more than likely too little too late, as Sean Hines, despite again taking that pitch off the dome, makes a stellar play at short for the first out. Like I said, Rod, I did not expect the Death Battlers to come out here and dominate 10-0 as they have. I figured the Core Pirates would put up more of a fight than what they did, than what they have here today.
And Sam Mitchell speeds himself over there to that ball.
As the last hope for the Core Pirates is Natural Spook. Of course, he doesn't need to hit a home run. He's just looking to get on base, keep this inning alive for the Core Pirates, or else their owner will be very upset, and there will be a talk had after this game. As that is the final strikeout, and Natural Spook's reaction says it all. The Death Battlers win. The Death Battlers win. As we go to the box score here, as you can see, only 2 hits for the Core Pirates, that lead off triple and then another single somewhere for them, as the Death Battlers were just, from the 3rd inning on, never stopped scoring.
Yeah,
10 runs on 19 hits.
They just couldn't. They just couldn't come together here in this game, and it has been that way for a while. Apparently, the Core Pirate, whatever he's doing, needs to spend more money on something else to get his team to do a little bit better. Just look at the stats. There's a whole lot of zeros and such on that board for the Core Pirates. Oh, man.
As we see here, of course, the Core Pirates had everybody, and everybody stepped to the plate and only managed 2 hits in their 29 at-bats. As, of course, the Death Battlers managed a couple of home runs, but the big thing of the day, 19 hits and 8 walks for them. As, of course, the Core Pirates as well struck out 8 times. You're not going to win many games when your team strikes out 8 times and also gives up 8 walks. As we take a look at some of the pitching stats here for both teams.
Yeah, look at that.
very different stats for both teams.
Just look at the Death Battlers. Noah Wiggins, just a trooper.
7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Just dominating and keeping the core Pirates bats very quiet. As John McCullough, of course, coming in relief in the 8th inning to pitch the final inning in the 3rd. And of course, on the other side of the ball, it is a completely different story. As only 2 of the core Pirate pitchers could be able to get in and not give up a single run, as you can see there.
Yeah, and it was just a rough day for the core Pirates all around. I got a sinking suspicion of what we're going to see here for the MVPs. And I am right there. Look at that. Number 1, 2, and 3. All the Death Battlers.
Yeah.
And
of course.
In 3rd, you got the pitcher who was out there for those 7 innings. Pitched an incredible game. Even got some hits and such here for us today. Coming in at 3rd. And then for the 1st and 2nd. Of course, there in 2nd, Jim, you got Ben Singer going 4 for 6 with 2 and 4 RBIs.
And Gerardo Meja, of course, a triple short of the cycle, managed to hit a single, a double, a home run, have had a run batted in, as well as scored 3 runs himself.
And that is, and that is it for the G1 Baseball League tonight. Thank you all for being here. We will be back next week with some more games as we continue on with what is left of this season. But obviously stay tuned here, because if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow night at around the same time, there's going to be some football going on. The G1 Football League is on tomorrow night. So you won't see us, but there will be action right here on this channel. So till then, till next week, Jim and I say goodbye. Until then. All right.
I'm rewatching the clip of Sean Hines getting a hit, and just the way his head kind of bloop.
Oh, okay.